Alright guys, what's up? Casual K Kyle, and today we got the SX Mini M class to look at. So the SX Mini M class is probably one of my favorite devices right now. I absolutely love this thing. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It's small, compact. I've been taking it everywhere. It fits in your hand so nice. The button is such a nice thumb fire on there, man. It's just... The temp control works good. It goes up to 60 watts, which is plenty for me. I usually vape around 50 to 60 watts, so it's plenty for me. And if the 60 watts isn't enough, I can set it to powerful mode and it'll hit it around 65, 70 watts for like the first second or so. And that works too. Man, there's a lot of cool stuff to go over with this cool little chip that does the cool little flip screen thing too. Oh my god, I love it. I love this device. It's definitely worth the money. I'm just gonna say that now. But let's go up close before I just start gushing everywhere about it. Let's go up close and we'll check out all the crazy stuff about the chip. And yeah, let's do that. Alright, so here we are up close with this SX Mini M class. Now this is the second version of the SX Mini, and man, this thing is just sweet. You can see right here, that's my own fault of abusing it with keys. That finish did not do well with keys. But man, this thing is beautiful. I love it. And as you can see, the screen has a lot to offer you. You have your wattage there, you have your battery with how many volts is left in the battery, 3.78 as of now. My ohms right there, and into hundredths, and the ohms are 0.26, and you can see I'm firing at 4.14 volts. Oh no, wait, what am I doing? Ew, what am I talking about? The top one is how many volts I'm firing, which is 3.78, and 4.10 is how much my battery life is. The one right next to the ohms right here below the battery is your battery life in voltage, and the one on next to the battery life to the what do you call it, to the left of it? Yeah, to the left of it. That's kind of weird with the screen flip, weird stuff. So yeah, the one right here next to the battery is the voltage you're going to put out, and the one right below the battery is how much the battery has left. It doesn't show in percentage, it shows an actual voltage, which is kind of cool, and it does show in real time the battery sag, which is very cool, very accurate. Real time is always nice. It shows how many joules you've put out. I don't know what that has to really do with anything. It's how much energy you've put out in a certain amount of time. Sure. And then you have the different settings you can switch it to by hitting up, and you can switch to different settings, and there you go. And yeah, so I have it all kind of set up. I like the 55, and you can also hit down right here and it'll go over to soft, standard, powerful, and powerful plus. And powerful and soft, and so soft hits it 10% less than the voltage you have it set at, so it'll hit 10% less than that 3.78 volts. It'll hit 10% less that for I think 2 seconds, and then it'll go back. So then if you go over to standard, it'll just hit that constant the entire time. You go over to powerful, it'll hit 10% more. You go over to powerful plus, and it'll hit 15% more for the first 2 seconds on all those. So that's all that. If you want to do that, I'm going to set it on standard and we'll just enjoy that. If you hit the button 3 times, it locks it, and hit it 3 times again, and you're back to the screen and firing. You have a USB charge port right here, mini USB or micro USB. You have the place for your battery right here, some screws holding it all together, SX Mini, and it does say SX Mini M class on the bottom right here in this laser engraving. On top here you have a 23 millimeter connection up here, so 22 millimeter looks okay. Everything looks pretty much okay because it does that little like step thing with all of the parts right here, boom boom boom, and it has this little form fit part for your hand, and it's just nice. It's like a really comfortable device to hold. Oh man, I'm burping everywhere. Jesus. So yeah, it's really easy to use. As far as how the chip is really complicated, there's a lot of stuff on the chip. I don't think that it's meant for a beginner at all. And yeah, so that's with the chip. I don't think it's meant for a beginner at all. There's your top 510 connection. It's a floating, what is it, brass pin, and you have a little slots right there if you have a Cardo on here or something that uses the 510 connection for the air. Just in case you are, you can see right there I'm running a check atomizer. It shows a little cool coil thing. If I hit the button 3 times, it locks it, like I already showed you. If you hit it 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it takes you into the menu. And it's not gonna like the menu because it's all like touch sensitive with stuff. So I'm gonna zoom it real quick here. There we go. So first one, you got bypass, which you can turn on and off with either the plus and minus on here, or you can use the tilt feature. And you can see I turned it off, turned it on. God, I can't lean it enough. Yeah, so that's bypass. Bypass mode is just running it like a mech mod, and it'll run the battery, and the battery will slowly go down as you go through the battery life. Next, you have system on and off. I can turn off the system right here by hitting the plus or minus. Don't want to do that. Link on and off. Link is, I think, for the upgrade. I think you plug it into the USB and you hit the link on and you can upgrade. I think that's what that's for. I could be wrong about that. I have never used the link. Display, left, right, this doesn't matter because you have auto always on. I don't know, that really doesn't do much. So, okay, let's go back. Let's go power and joule. I can switch it over to joules and have my temp control on here. It works pretty damn good on this device. You have your wattage that you can adjust on here if you want to. That was my phone giving me an email. And you can exit again. So there you go. Well, exit back out. And so there's a lot of stuff on this chip. And if you want to know all the accuracy on this chip, there's a great guy. If you've never watched his videos, Peeps Sardo did a very, very good in-depth video on this whole chip. So if you want to go check that out, go check out his channel. He did a whole thing on how accurate this chip is. And it's pretty accurate. And the temp control mode on it, if we switch it over to the temp control mode here, give me a second, go over to joule, and you can adjust your joules, which is kind of similar to wattage. You can have your degrees, your temperature adjusted. You can have it in Celsius or Fahrenheit. I don't know why it's in Celsius right now. I like it in Fahrenheit. So we'll go back and yeah, so I can adjust my my degrees right here. So yeah, that's all that. And I'm actually gonna set it back to power because I was using it in power. I just passed it. So it does take some getting used to on this chip to get to know everything on it. Now that I've had it for maybe a week or two, I think I've had it for like maybe 2.5 weeks now, and I've gotten used to the chip and everything cool about the chip. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff in this chip, and it takes some getting used to. Once it's actually kind of cool how many features it has in it and how much stuff and versatility you can do with this device. It's kind of cool. We're gonna zoom back out. I'm gonna show you probably the only con I have with this guy, which is the battery, which I've actually found out that you can actually just get it with your thumb, and if you just thumb tighten it, then you don't ever really need a cord or anything, because this is probably the only bad part about it is this screw to get the battery out is kind of annoying to get the battery out. So let's unscrew this. Got a battery in here. We got Imran battery in here, 40 amp battery. I don't think it's absolutely needed, but if I'm going to run mech mod on this, I'm going to want to. It looks like inside here you have a full copper tube, or copper brass tube with a brass contact over there with a brass plated spring in there. Your battery goes in positive, right in like that, and this part screws in. And it's really, the threads on this should have been a lot beefier. You can see those threads, they're very fine, very, very fine. So it's really hard to find your threads on this. Like I just luckily found them right there, and I've just been taking my thumb and kind of screwing it in and getting it until my thumb can't screw it in anymore and it's hand tight, and that seems to be tight enough for it. Okay, alright, okay, alright, there you go. And my thumb can't screw it in anymore. I figured that's tight enough. It's far deeper than flush. And we'll hit 5 clicks to turn it on. You see the SX Mini, and then it says SX350, and then you're in. You screw on your atomizer right here, and she's on. It fires. One thing that is weird about this thing, if you want to adjust your wattage, you got to hit it up to the M4 and then hit down, and then you can adjust it wherever you want it to go. That's probably the only thing. If you hit down, it goes into those standard, powerful, and soft modes. If you hit it up, it goes into the different modes, the M modes, whatever, the saved spots. So that's that on all that. There's a lot on this chip. I think I covered it all. Let's go back up to the original screen, and yeah, let's vape on and talk about or stuff like that. So that was the SX Mini up close, and yeah, this is a very, very cool device. It runs for, I think, around $200. I think it's well worth it. I think it's very much worth the money. It's very, very nicely made. It's not something that you look at and you're like, oh, that was made in China. You're like, man, who made this guy? Some guy in Italy or something? And you're like, no, that's YIHI in China. So yeah, they really came out with it because they've made a lot of chips for a lot of China devices. Pretty much every China device you've gotten is probably an SX chip. Like the Sigeli is, the IPV Pioneer for You chips are, the iSticks are. That's just to name a few. I'm sure there's more. But yeah, they've done a lot of different chips, and when they finally came out with their own device, the SX Mini, it blew a lot of people out of the water how much they went and put into it. People just thought, it's just going to be an SX chip, whatever. But this is very, very good. The M class is even better, I would say, than the original SX Mini. Because the temp control on it isn't bad. It's actually a pretty good temp control. It does run it a little bit hot, so if you're used to running your stuff at like 400, 410, maybe put it down around 10 degrees, you'll just find a new sweet spot on it. It seems to be running just a little bit hot, and that seems to be it because it's guessing where it is. There's cool stuff you can do where you can set the resistance like that instead of having to unscrew your device and screw it back on, like the DNA 40 does that weird kind of stuff. You can just hit the plus and minus and it'll set your resistance, and that's kind of cool. I like this. I like this device a lot. I'm gonna drip some liquid on this bitch. Yeah. So, I mean, final thoughts. Okay, there we go. Final thoughts on it. Is it worth the money? Yes, I think it's very much worth the money. Does it work good? Is there engineering good? Everything's good about it. I like a lot of things on it. They could have made the threads fatter on this switch right here, and I mean, shit. The fact that it only uses one battery does chew through a lot of batteries. That's probably the only con I can really think of, is it chews through a lot of batteries. But a lot of these one battery high wattage mods do that, because obvious, one battery high wattage, duh, it's going to go through a lot of batteries. But using two batteries takes some of the blow, takes some of the power down on them. How do you even shit. It's easier on your batteries when you have two of them because they help each other to get that voltage. This one's really relying on that one battery, so it sinks on that battery sag just so hard, and it really takes away the life of the battery. But when you have two, the batteries seem to last a lot longer. So that's one thing that you might want to know. If there's other mods that come out with the same chip but dual battery box mod, I probably would be down to buy that, because man, I love this chip. If they had a dual battery version, I'd buy it too. As far as where the button is, everything on there with the thumb fire, with the index finger fire, trigger fire, everything's nice on it. Everything is so freaking nice on this thing. I love it. I've loved this thing almost It's been in my rotation like almost every day I've been using this thing. It's been awesome. Absolutely recommend this device. I only want like a better way to get the battery in and out, and that's probably about it. I just want an easier way to get the battery in and out because I don't like charging this way when I could just swap a battery real quick. Yeah, and you know, refine the temp control a little bit more so it doesn't run as hot. That would be a good thing too, because you know, it runs a little hot. It should run at 400 degrees when you set it at whatever. We're good. We're good on that. That is the SX Mini M Class. Have a good day, everybody. Let's keep vaping on. And that's all I got to say. I don't have a crazy intro.